Yes, and good morning. It's Dr. Bob Flower with your Tuesday, July 3rd Master Pattern Report. Okay, so let's see how we did last week. We had a couple of direct hits last week on major market moves. One with silver on the 28th. I think we had called it 27th to 28th, and they hit the 28th and the 29th, so it's within our 1 day frame. And the S&P came 1 day late. The major move came on Friday. We had called the 28th. Amazon, we bought in at 220, a little under 220. This week it's almost 230. So we're closing out the position. We like the profit. We're not going to. While we still think it's there's some upside play, it's good enough for us. Oil, we were stopped out at $80, but now we're short again at 84.75. So we think there still may be a little bounce here, but we still think that we're looking at much lower oil. General Electric, GE, we're closing our position. We took a minimum gain, minimum profit here. We're closing it out because we have something better to use our money for. And talking about that, this is embracing a new approach that we're taking to the master pattern. In addition to calling major move days, what we're now doing is we're looking at other market mavens online and on the boob tube as well, and we're analyzing their calls, and the ones that we like the best that fit with our fundamentals, with our master pattern, then those are the stocks or commodities that we're going with, okay? And this week we have a couple. We are going to go short on Starbucks. We already have, in fact. And we want to go long Best Buy. That we have not done yet, but we feel that it's time to do that. In addition to that, it's our opinion that the market really wants to rally in a bad way here. And despite all of the bad news that's coming out in so many sectors, especially Europe, the powers to be behind the scenes, primarily the bankers, are pushing this market up and want to make sure that there isn't a failure here, especially one that just hit us last week with Jamie Dimon's group there, the Chase. So we're long. We think that the market will rally here regardless of all this news. We think that it's going to be very fluid, is the word, and very active. The commodities in general are I think we're going to see some pretty crazy swings, and that already started last week where silver was up, what, $1.40, $1.50 in 1 day, which is a huge, it's almost 4%, 5%, 4% move in 1 day. That's pretty big. And I think you're going to see the other commodities here too. The fundamentals overseas, now we understand Ireland is looking to get back in to renegotiate their loan deal and perhaps add to it. This doesn't end, folks. Kicking the can down the road is getting shorter and the can is getting bigger and heavier. So it's just a matter of time before we break our foot on that whole concept, okay? So I definitely think that we're in for a disaster. Germany is looking weak. China is looking weak. This is bad news. This is bad news. But, and I told you this a year ago, I still think that the market itself will do good because it's being so strongly manipulated. Yes, we will have bad days. Yes, it will drop, but overall, until the time comes, until Armageddon comes, this is going to be the movement of the market. And while we all, I think, believe that Armageddon is coming, it's a question of when, and not how much. I think we all know that this is going to be, a complete disaster, and of course, a lot of that's going to depend on this election. And let me just give you next week some major moves in silver on the 9th and the 12th, and the S&P on the 10th. Okay, let's talk about some politics, economic politics. Okay, my opinion, Romney needs Ron Paul in a big way. Ron Paul has got to come out, and he's not going to do it, folks. His son has endorsed Romney, but he's not going to do it until the convention. I hope it's not too late by then. Ron Paul gets behind Romney, and his chances are going to increase markedly. Okay, Romney himself, I think, needs to be more specific about what he's going to do, what he's going to do with healthcare, and what he's going to do with jobs. Now, I have a few humble suggestions in this area. Rather than push for an appeal to Obamacare, which I think he should do, he should say that he's going to repeal it if he's elected. I think that the Republicans themselves, as well as Romney, should say, okay, it's here, but there's major changes that need to be made. For instance, legal reform. It's something that the Democrats are deathly afraid of and they don't want. Go after it, man, because it's one of the major factors in the cost of health care. Go after it in a big way. Maintain that the children up to 26 under parents' coverage is fine. Pre-existing conditions is fine. And the issue of giving the states the funds and having the states carry their own programs, with the federal government having minimum 16,000 IRS agents. What do you think is going to happen? These so-called death squads, whether you call them death squads or not, whatever, these are people who are going to sit in place and say whether or not you're qualified for health care. Okay, and to what degree? Not good. Not good. No freedom there, folks. This is not good. Okay? These are things, you want Obamacare? Okay, fine. But there are certain things that have to go. Right? And I think that that's what they have to hit on. That's it. Fine. We all agree. We need health care? Good. Let's get rid of the legal issues. Let's get rid of the cost, the federal involvement in decision making. And there's something else. I did a little research here, folks, that's very, very interesting. There's a law called the McCarran-Ferguson Act, 1945. Look this up. The McCarran-Ferguson Act talks about states' commerce and regulation by the state. In other words, states cannot carry out the insurance that the Obamacare is mandating. They're going to have to repeal the McCarran-Ferguson Act. Now, that may not be a big deal, but there's a definite conflict. Remember, we've always said since we started this that the breakdown in law and order is a major issue in tearing a society apart, an economy apart, and the Fast and Furious and things like this, making laws that are in violation of laws that are already on the books, this whole antithesis here are things that are definitely causing problems. Okay, and so far as jobs, let me take a very simplistic approach here, folks. It's something that I'm trying to put in place in my home municipality, and I'm not having too much success, but I know it will work. Greece, in the past 9 months, has lost 18,000 businesses. That's just Greece alone. We're not talking about Spain, we're not talking about Portugal, we're not talking about Italy, and we're certainly not talking about South American countries, Venezuela and Argentina, and some of the other socialist countries. Let's go after these companies. Let's bring them here. What the hell is in that? Where are the Republicans? And where are those blue-collar Democrats? Let's go after these. If they can't exist in Europe, then because of their socialism, listen, you know, maybe we can convince them to come here with our socialism. But they need capitalism, and that's what will attract them. Let's make a major campaign issue out of bringing businesses to the United States. What the hell? We're the center of the world anyway, and China is in the beginning stages of falling apart. There is nobody else. Even Germany is headed for a recession. So by the end of this year, we will definitely, they will be in recession, and subsequently we will be in a recession too. Let's capitalize on that. Let's see if we can waive these corporate taxes or reduce them from the 35% down to the 25% and get these businesses, maybe even a little bit more. It's worth it if we can get them in here. Okay, so that's my suggestion. Mr. Romney, Mitt, I hope you're listening. This works, and I think that you need to package your programs and get them out there, and I think you need some popular help behind you, such as Ron Paul. Hey, listen, have a great 4th of July. Be safe. Watch out. Watch your driving. Watch the explosions and the firecrackers, and don't eat too much. Stay cool. Have a good one.